Today I'm here to present an award, or to present a scholarship that was created 2 years ago by my uncle when he passed away. When he died, he left half of his estate into a scholarship fund in the name of my grandmother, Laverne Hart Jones, so that we could give back to the youth of Lawrence County. In doing so, my family gets to participate in rating through the scholarships and choosing who we feel is worthy of recipient of the scholarship. And luckily, we have the community foundations of the Ozarks to help us out. They basically receive all the applications, make sure all the information is there, and then they present all the scholarships to, or the applications to us so that we can review them. And in reviewing them this year, we actually had 12 applications that were completely finalized this year. And reading through each and every one of them, 2 of them stood out. I was happy about a month ago to give out the first one to the young man at Aurora, Missouri. And today I'm very excited to present this scholarship to one of your classes. My grandmother got an 8th grade education, and then she had to stop school because of her family. She grew up in the 1900s, early 1900s, and so she didn't get to finish her schooling, and that's the reason my uncle included the GED students in our scholarship, because we wanted kids to know that you can go on, or even young adults or older adults, to know that you can go on and continue and better yourself. So the scholarship that I'm presenting right now is a $5,000 renewable scholarship. So if the recipient actually keeps his grades up, which by talking to him today, I'm positive that he will, and he stays in a accredited college, they'll be able to renew this up to equal $20,000 over 4 years. So at this time, I'd like to present this scholarship to Ronald and Sonny Delta.
First, I want to share how much I appreciate this scholarship. I cannot express my overall gratitude for this honor. I want to thank the Jones family for providing a very generous scholarship to help people like me, and not only continue their education, but also giving us the opportunity to realize and pursue our dreams. I appreciate the family for their dedication to supporting education. The scholarship directly influences my education. If ever rising costs of college, this will help ease the burden and will make it possible to continue my education in crowds so I can pursue a future in nursing. When I was asked to speak at this event, I accepted the responsibility of attempting to inspire my fellow graduates. In addition, I'd like to briefly share my story in the hopes of inspiring some of the adults in the audience who have not continued their education. The alarm rings. I reach over, still half dreaming of a faraway exotic beach with my wife. I push the button to stop the wrenching metallic tones, while feelings of the hot sand slip away in gentle rolling circulation. Like the other 5,902 days since my beautiful wife said I do, I finished waking up with the hot water of the shower pelting me. It was just another dream about the honeymoon we'd never taken. Now through steam creeps in the second reality, which I must have misplaced in my sleep. We were both laid off yesterday. None of those talks over coffee during the morning commute to the same office ever touched on what to do in this situation. After 20 years in the construction trade, the American economy took a turn downward. With all of our savings spent to keep from being like so many other families we've seen on the news, I took a seemingly stable office position. Looking back, I guess I would not consider that to be very stable. This will get us by until things turn around and we turn each other. How mouth filled with worry and doubt, I finished my shower, put on a shirt with buttons, and drove to the unemployment office. I would never have guessed that the two women I met there, one named Miss Linda, the other Connie Patton, would ever change my family's life forever. It was routine, with questions about my previous employment, expectations about future employment, and the current job market. Then it happened. Miss Linda asked about my education. I explained how over the last 2 decades I had owned my own company, been a territory manager of one, and the COO of another, all with a 9th grade education. It was the construction trade that no one really ever asked to see my paperwork for high school diploma. Have you ever thought about getting your GED, she asked. Not really. Any job worth having today requires a college degree, and if I could afford one of those, I wouldn't be here. What would you say if I told you scholarships and grants aren't just for high school graduates? You would have to get your GED though. Would you be willing to do that, she asked. With a lot of apprehension on my part, encouragement on theirs, and the support of my wife and 2 teenage sons, I followed their suggestions of trying a placement test for the local GED courses we're given. It was there that I met the third woman in the trifecta that got me to this point, Amy Donesco. It was her genuine excitement over my placement scores that sparked the kindling placed by Linda and Connie. She explained the class study and testing process in a way that didn't seem as overwhelming as I had imagined it to be. She also mentioned that if I scored over 2,900 on the GED, that I would qualify for a $600 scholarship from private college. Her positive attitude was infectious. That was 8 months ago. I'm proud to tell you I received a score of 3,300. On December 20th, 2011, I was accepted as a full-time undergraduate seeking an associate's in science. After the first semester of classes, I'm also proud to say I have a 3.7 GPA. My goal is to stay on a full-time schedule over the next 2.5 years and become a registered nurse. When I first learned how to skydive, I was assured that, like many before me, I would be taught everything I needed to be able to jump out of a perfectly good airplane and fly a canopy safely back to Earth. After hours of training on equipment, canopy characteristics, and wind direction, it was time to gear up to deploy the plane. Having learned all about the individual pieces, I methodically applied all the items I now need to make a successful jump. It wasn't until I felt the weightlessness of the plane leaving the runway that I realized no one taught me where to find the courage within myself to take that first step out of the plane. Sure, they taught me where to place my feet and hands, the process of climbing out of a strut, single-engine airplane, 3/4 of a mile above the planet. But no one told me where to find the innermost self-confidence to take that big step. 510 skydives later, the title of skydiving instructor, I can tell you, commit with a positive mental attitude, knowing that like skydiving, getting your GED and changing your future is nothing more than just another step. Thank you all for coming today, listening, and sharing our achievements. Please enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Your accomplishment and your change in status from student to GED graduate, please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left, placing them over your heart. Congratulations.
Where's the hat from?